Hi, it's me again. Got a good one today. Woo. Uh, Come on in and take a seat. I got a disclaimer in a minute. All right. Now, before I get started, this is to say that not all parents, not all parents. Thanks for the light. Woo! Somebody, no. Oh my God. Nah. If you feel this video, you better cash at me something because I really need it. I swear to God, it could be anything. But I'm about to touch some nerves right here on this one, man. I'm just now getting warmed up. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the I welcome the new subs. Thank you so much. If you don't agree with certain things, just stick around. It's some things that we will, and some things that you know. Everything is not knowledge. Is supposed to be new information. It don't supposed to be the same information. Same information. Oh, amen. You're hearing the same thing over and over again. That's not knowledge. You know what I mean? It's knowledge when you first hear it. After a while, it's like, so that's why I move to different subjects and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because after you learn it, that's it. Move on to the next. You suppose if you go to church and you a religious person, you supposed to be, you should, if you've been going there for 10 years, you're hearing the same stuff over and over again. So I say that to say this because um getting being an individual, I'm starting with the individual. um Being an individual without kids, you are free spirited. You are, for the most part, you have nobody else to depend on. So you are, you don't really have no boundaries. You might put some on yourself, or you might, you're living, so your survival is not that dire when it's by yourself versus when you have kids. You know what I mean? It's like it's more pressure. So you're an individual, and I'm gonna start off with on the mother, a young lady who's growing up through the system. Um, don't always agree with the system, but agrees with the system. You are who you are. You are who you are for the most part of how your parents have raised you. When you are being taught at an early age, um, first of all, if you're willing to learn anything from anybody, you have to trust that person. So a child gives undeniable trust to their parents. It's not the kid's fault. The parents, um, thanks, man. The parents guides and teaches the child to for the environment, whatever environment is in. It don't matter what it is. It's just nature of having kids. Whatever environment it is, you're gonna train your kid to survive in that environment. Okay. Now your kid gives, like, if you ain't see my video, getting old is a scam. Go look at it, because I said in that video that being born and when you're going out, phasing out, when you die, you go through a little retardation phase of losing your matrix avatar personality and conscious. Your matrix avatar is your conscious, and your subconscious is in another place, but it's still you. But let's leave it like that. But your conscious that's connected to this world is your computer, that which you collect data and you make decisions and stuff. So when a child is born, they go through a retardation phase, and solely depends on the parent to teach them about the environment. What is the environment that you are in? You are in a matrix. So therefore, by default, you're going to teach your kid how to survive in the environment, aka matrix. What is that? That's whatever religion you in, school system, personality, style, and opinions. How you watch your parents react to things. That's how you're going to react to things. So basically, you know that a child is very well. A child absorb everything. I mean, everything from their parents. So if you're in a matrix construct, you're going to usher your kid straight with what's going to let them survive the most, and that is being financially stable. So to be financially stable, you have to go through the channels, the proper channels, to do so. Now, the parents, the reason why I say that your parents are agents is because your parent may be an agent, and most likely your parent was an agent in some type of way of feeding you some disinformation, and it wasn't their fault because they've been trained, and they've been trained. When the government first started in America, it's just a group of people who just stood up and just took charge and used psychology and things to make people feel like that they're needed. So therefore, after a while, they just started gaining power and gaining power and gaining power. So therefore, here go the blueprint of how you raise your kid, and your kid have to follow these rules. And if not, your kid will be subject to a visit from the CPS department. Okay. So out of fear, so when a mother is single and she's don't have to worry about not too much things, because a female um sometimes get pats on the back growing up, pats on the back, and a lot of they didn't have to face a lot of responsibility or accountability. But for the most part, they just have to worry about school. So when women is the tool, is the I'm telling you right now on Life is Rigged TV that the government uses the women to destroy the family, in all family, not all races of family, especially the black family, but everybody families got getting attacked. Um, so I'm telling you right now that the government already uses the women as a target because they're the weaker link. Okay. Now, families and strong families is a sign of reproduction. So they look at you like a product. So therefore, strong black men or people of any color that's going to be free thinkers coming out of your family. Then another household, they building up the same thing in their family. Then they spitting out a lot of products that from the neighborhood that will be free thinkers. So they got to stop that. They got to break through the family first, and they're going to use the women. They already used the women and are using the women to do this. So therefore, a woman have a pressure of if she's woke or not. Most likely, they're not going to be woke because at the time when she's having a kid, it's going to be young. It's all fits in the matrix to where they promote sex on TV, TV is everywhere, everywhere. And then you slip up and you have a baby at 18 or very young to where you don't know nothing yet. So therefore, you're gonna. This is a scientific proven test to how where they uh promote sex in these channels, in these programs, in these movies, and in school and everywhere in the community is all sex, 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 sex. So you can do it early, so the woman don't have, most likely she's gonna have sex with the wrong guy. So therefore, they're going to be a single parent in the home, and black women is the lead of single motherhood, but white women is catching up. It's a lot of white women are becoming single mothers. It's not being like told. So therefore, they want you having the government want having a baby young, so therefore, by why you don't know, by default, you're gonna usher your kid into the matrix. You're gonna tell them to go to school. Everything in school is not like really like it's a lot of lies in school. It's a lot of things that you jam up in your brain on purpose. Half of that stuff you don't need. Your parents is gonna usher you in school. First, when she get pregnant, her personality changed when she get pregnant. When women get pregnant, they a switch turns on in their head. They're not the same person. They a switch turns on in their head, and they be like they think they got a switch and turn for the survival and for the success of their kids making. So, you might see a chick, they might not drink no more, they might not do this no more, they might do that no more. You know what I'm saying? Or a lot of things they might not do no more. A switch turn in their head. Boom. Okay. So you're gonna usher your kid to go to school. You better get those grades. You better get those grades up. You better get those grades up. You got an F in American history, you getting a whooping. You getting a whooping. Okay. You better go to school and go to college. The pressure of, in that time growing up, I heard a lot of that. Go to school and go to college. That was a lot of agent. My mother generation did a lot of agent stuff and didn't know it, including my mother. You know what I mean? Go to school, get good grades, be a slave. Okay. But if the place that you learning from ain't all the way up, then therefore you have to like forfeit it a little bit. Like, you know, this is wrong. The new kids figuring it out. Like, yo, going to college is a scam. I'll be paying for this shit forever, and it's not worth it. All the old heads, the coolness, it was a different economy, though. You could be at a job for 20 years and all that. Ain't none of that going on right now. So they just thinking like, okay, they just walked up and got a job. Now they can see the game to where you got to go to college to get a job. So they thought that was the thing to do, to tell you to go to college so you can get a job. But you're supposed to get a business, own a business, learn about money. It's an evil tool. Well, it's a tool. It's already in hell. So the dollar is the motherfucking devil anyway. That he owned all the markets. You got to work for the devil to eat here. Okay. I can name all the markets. You can tell me what job you got, and I'm gonna tell you you work for the devil, include me. I mean, you gotta play a little bit in here to survive, to keep up, because you're gonna get you know what I'm saying, you're gonna fall back. Unless you're gonna be headstrong and be a bum on the street and don't go crazy and don't motherfucker smoke crack and do it if you're gonna do it that way. But no, other than that, you're gonna be dabbing a little bit. You're gonna have to have a job that might go against this and go against that. So therefore, you ushering your kids to work. You tell your kids to go find, go to school and get a job. Now we all looking up every 10 years, it's like awakening on certain things. And now it's like that's not the thing to do. It's not the thing to do. It's a scam. Now everybody looking at school like a Ponzi scheme, like it's how it's supposed to be looked at. Like it's a Ponzi scheme. It's too fucking high. It's you be in debt. You ain't doing but being a raising the ceiling on your debt enslavement. The less debt you got, you like boop 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 boop, knock that shit off. You off. Okay, I'm free. I paid it off. But when you got a high ceiling of debt, man, that's a whole fucking like, oh my God, like worries to have to just, you got a whole mountain you got to pay off. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, your parents usher you into be a slave debt by telling you to go to college and go to school knowingly. Of course, if your parent told you that, they did not know the harms of it. They wasn't thinking that far ahead, so they didn't know. In their defense, they didn't know. But you know what I'm saying? It's not the thing to do. The thing to do is colleges do serve their purposes depending on what market you are in. Other than that, everybody going to college, you just paying the college off. You're not going to benefit from it. You're going to have to eat your diploma. They telling everybody to go to college because the schools put these commercials out and have everybody let's say 1 million people came to the college. They know only about at least 10,000 is going to get jobs. They know this. They telling everybody to come so they can make the money. After that, you go get your paper and pay all that money. They don't give a fuck. You can go eat that motherfucker. They don't care if you got a job. They ain't gonna give you no type of program or nothing. If you black, they ain't gonna give you no. I told you in the other video that you have to be in sororities to get all the jobs and first picks. You a regular person, you ain't went through no sorority to get nothing or no or nothing like that. You just gonna be on the waiting list for a long ass time. You might not get, if you get picked, you better be lucky. So therefore, your parents usher you into the matrix. Like I said, once you get pregnant, once a man know that the woman that he's dating is pregnant, a click go on in his head too. You know what type of click goes on in a man's head when He know that he got somebody pregnant. Fight or flight. A serious switch of fight or flight. I'm gonna stand here and fight this and ride with it and make this happen for my kid, or I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna fly away, run from it. Close her off and the child off in one. A lot of people do the flight because they, that's another subject, but people committing all these responsibilities out of recreational sex. Like, I ain't say don't have fun, but bro, don't go to school or go here, go there. Let me tell you something. Your government laid a format to your church. So when you go to church, don't you know the priest got to get trained got to get the papers from the government. He got to go to school and he got to get it stamped. So therefore, the government is teaching your preachers all over in every damn church, because you cannot get in there and be doing talking to nobody if you ain't go to minister school and let the government teach you. So the government is teaching you. When I told you the Masons wrote the Bible, I wasn't lying. The government teaching your keeping it current by teaching your pastors and telling them what to read and what they can't say. Man, are you serious? Are you serious? And if they do, they get money from the government, because you know why? Because they created this shit and that's how they keep it going, because they get money. The people who like had them little churches to where it's a twist to it, and he throw a style in. He might be a little woke, and he's saying some going against the system type stuff here and there. They get cut off. They don't get funded. So okay, the government laid a format to your preachers to preach. Your parents gonna take your kid and take the kid to the church to be trained. I mean, to be trained and learned from the priests who've been trained by the government. Schooling is the same way. They laid a format in every school that exists. We can make a school right now. As soon as we get the buildings and the walls and everything up, we can't have not one person in there. We can't be teaching one thing until I get all my paperwork from the government. They gotta okay this shit. What you gonna be teaching? What you gonna be that? Oh, I'll do it if you change this off and that off right there. They have some money they might throw in and help you, but you ain't gonna get no type of fund. Cause no. You get funding. You get grants for that if you want to open up a school. But you know what? You better not be having no original type left swing type of fucking idea type of school, because you ain't gonna get no grant money. You know saying? They ain't gonna grant you. Follow or lay all the line, lay it to where it's laid out like how they do it. They give you the grant, and that's how they influence you to switch it, to do it how they do it or don't do it. If you want to stand tall, and do it how you want to do it, you don't got enough money. You know what I'm saying? Then they go do another way to do it. So your government teaches lay the format down for your school, for your parents to send you to school and religion, go to church and hear no knowledge at all, because you're hearing the same thing over and over again. After the first two times, it ain't knowledge no more. You got to make another word for it. Don't call it knowledge. Call it regurgitation. Let's call it that. If I keep saying the same thing for 20 years over and over again, that's clearly regurgitation. That's all it is. I'm supposed to be saying something new. Or, you know what I'm saying, seeing what's going on, not saying the same thing. So you capped off. That's why I don't follow religion. You capped off. You repeating the same thing. All these videos I got, am I repeating the same thing? Okay. I'll be trying to be different and come with something different. You know what I'm saying? But you're supposed to be anything that you want to be repeating, you can do it on your own. You don't have to go sit in front of somebody and listen to how they say it, because he was taught by the government to say it like this and tell you like this. So your parents are agents. They might not know. You might not know. You send your kids to church. You send your kid to school, and because your mama did you like that. So you don't know no better. So you ushering them in. So that's how the things get handed down from tree to tree to tree. You pass it down. So therefore, um, your parents is agents. Because if it's something going on here and you don't alert your children to it, and you try to protect them, and you think this is the right way to do it because they will be safe and they will be survive and get the money. You forget being real, just get the money and survive because it's hard to live out here or whatever. That's an agent. You might not know it. You might be an agent, but that's an agent. You know what I mean? A kid don't know. It's a lot of things I had to unlearn, relearn, and unlearn. Um, Once you get a certain age, they don't tell us this to where um, you have to relearn some things. You know what I'm saying? Every 5 years, every year, every 5 years, you're supposed to reevaluate um, your core beliefs and see if it still line up the way you visualizing it just too. And you have to be honest and real about yourself. You know what I mean? So, um, parents are attacked and singled out if they're not ushering their kids. Okay? Let's say you did make it to put your kids in school. If you don't come, of course you should come or whatever. You're gonna go to parent teacher conference or whatever. By going to parent teacher conference, you are giving, well, if the kid's there anyway, but you're really giving your consent for them to do this to your kids, is that you come to parent teacher conference and you tell them from your own mouth that you appreciate what you're doing to my kids. This is where being woke really kicks in, should be kicking in at, to where when you had kids, and when you had kids, you really had to think about it. I don't have kids. You really have to think about it. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about, like, okay, a lot of things other than a lot of things. And most people don't. They have kids and they just wing it from there. And most likely they just gonna usher the kids into the matrix. So that's agent. You know what I mean? Speaking, coming a full description of a true agent as a parent will be ushering your kid into the brotherhood. It's a lot of kids because the parents and the mamas is in the sisterhood or brotherhood, and they have to sacrifice. And sometimes they sacrifice their kid. And sacrifice their kid don't mean always mean you're gonna kill them. You can sacrifice your kid to be in a sex orgy. They'll mark that down as a sacrifice, and you'll get credit for it if you sacrifice your kid. And what your parent gonna do? Talk her into it. That's on the deep end. But I'm more on the surface level, to where I'm saying, what I'm trying to get you to see right now is that parents can be agents and not know, because everything that we do in our life has been manuscripted by the government, and you passed, and they gave you the booklet, and you gave it, and you did it, and you gave it to your kids. Okay, so whatever you don't know will hurt you and your kids, and it's parents that hurted their kids and all their damn life, but in their mind, they think they was a good parent, and it's very far from the truth. And let me tell you what you do when you do this. This is why I call you an agent, is because your kid extension of you. So you're really doing this to yourself. So I could have went deep and called this um slash self-hating. No, killing yourself, suicide, because your kids are an extension of you, and you hurting your kids is hurting yourself. So therefore, we usher our kids into these programs. And also, I'm not even done yet. Like I told you, the government like to get you tricked up and have you mess up and have a baby at an early age, so you can't gather shit up, and so you can't raise your kid with grace. You know, when you young, you on the fly, you're gonna make a whole lot of mistakes, and you're gonna most likely usher your kids into the matrix. But there's another thing they do that you already know. They keep the parents working so much. So what else you do? Let me tell you what else you do that you need to stop doing. I know you work a lot. I know you work a lot. Just because you're tired, just because you had a hard day, you took a lot of shit, took one for the team, and you made it through the day. You so tired that you let the TV babysit your kids. Why? Because you trust the church, the government. You trust the church, which is blueprinted by the government. You trust the schools that blueprinted by the government, and you trust the media and what's come through your TV that's monitored by your government. So you hand them off to the TV, and I sat there, and I already been then watched SpongeBob and analyzed SpongeBob and all of them, and they teaching gay, they teaching hate, they teaching kids to be racist, they teaching kids to be gay, they teaching kids to be freaky, teaching kids to have bad eating habits with all these candy ass commercials and sugary drinks and shit. It'd be like back to back to back and shit. You know what I'm saying? And the kid just be sitting there just eating that shit up. And you sitting in a chair eating some McDonald's. That's another thing. You be too tired to cook. If you would have had been better, if you would have been building your character, then worry about trying to play this role that fits in the matrix and groups and what people like, and you missed a lot of time of knowledge that you don't even know how to cook because you were in the streets so much to where you too tired because you don't have a man that he could have cooked, but you don't have one because you got this. It's a new add-on to where I'm gonna say it at the end to where when parents are agents, and you be too tired when you come home from work, and what you do, you feed them McDonald's. I did the Soylent Green video. I'm gonna have to put it back up because I thought that was too graphic for you guys. I don't want to be like, I do want to tell you the truth, but I don't want to scare you like that. But that Soylent Green is I'm trying to tell you, man, it's some sinister, sick shit. I'm sticking my neck out, telling you this shit, and I hope y'all show love on the Cash App because I'm not playing. Because this shit is so fucking real. It's terrible. It's, man, I'm telling you, I'm a strong man, and some of the things I be just knowing that y'all don't know. I just be sometimes be want to cry for y'all guys. You know what I'm saying? That y'all don't even know. Like, wow, I can't say. It's certain things I can't say. I can't say. I gotta wait till your conscious level come up. You already looking at me spooky when I say God live behind the moon. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just some common sense stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just look at it. You know what I'm saying? This channel, I'm gonna try to teach you to find the answers using your IQ. You gotta raise your IQ up first. Because you know why? They put it right in your face. I don't gotta look hard for none of this shit I'm saying. It's right in your face. You just gotta get your IQ up. You gotta listen to me more. You know what I'm saying? For me to come back to this awakening, I had to listen to other people. I had to listen to you. Got to be a knowledge buff, seeker, junkie. You know what I mean? In a way, because if you do it that way, when information hits you, you won't hurt you as much. You know what I mean? Some people ain't looking for information. Then they find it, it's just hurting them because they ain't looking for. I mean, you looking for it, you them the stronger ones. See, them the ones in the forefront bring the knowledge back. Like I'm bringing the knowledge back to you. Certain things that fit you or whatever. You might not agree with everything. I bet you some things you're gonna be like, oh shit, yeah, oh this. So when you listen to people, you take what you can take. You know what I'm saying? You might not eat shrimp, but it might be shrimp on there. You can just take the shrimp off. But I'm gonna tell you, parents are agents. They being used as agents. None of them know. The higher elites and the movie stars and all that shit, they know they're agents. They're agents. They know because they know they got to sacrifice in some type of way. So, but regular people don't know agent they are with their kids and what to do. What's the alternative? If the government gave the format to the churches to teach the masses, if he gave the format to the school to teach the masses, the media, he gave the format to the media to teach the masses. It is a hard one. If you just waking up to this and you got a kid already, that's why you don't supposed to have kids and when you wake up, but it ain't no user manual to this shit. So I understand. So you in a situation and you probably did think about this shit and you choose to go the easy route, which is the sellout route. I don't want my kids being real and facing no drama. So I'm gonna teach them to be fake and fun, not fake, but I'm gonna teach them just so they can. I don't want him being no freedom fighter. He can just go ahead and be a white collar, get a job. I just want him to live long, and they don't care about none of that shit. But we are under war though. Quit being a fucking coon and a scary ass sellout. We are under war. It's funny how your mind think, and you might say something like, man, we under attack and blah, blah, blah. Then we turn around and look at what you do. Your footsteps and what things you are into is working with the matrix. You got some job that probably work at McDonald's who sacrifice kids. That shit is real. Sacrifice kids. Eat you accountable. I basically said you're accountable in the Sorely Green video. Like we're all accountable. You know what I'm saying? So it's deep. They do this shit for a joke. And I'm trying to tell you, when you find out, some people come to my channel and I want y'all to just marinate. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no channel like this. It would never be another channel like this. Never. This is off the dome. I don't have to do this is off the dome. It ain't freestyle because it's in my dome. It comes out so naturally. You know what I mean? Because this is what I walk this. This is no cap. I walk this walk. I have the eyes to see the bullshit. And We need more numbers. We need more people to wake up because it's going to be a war. It's going to be. It ain't about. It's going to be. It's all about when and what you gonna do. Be unprepared. How you gonna be unprepared? Better be prepared and have a chance, and be unprepared and your soul die. Not you. You think that, oh yeah, you get pop, 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 get killed or something. No, you can't. Your body die and shit. You don't let your soul die. If you get so scary and you get so depressed, you want to kill yourself or go like that, your soul, you can kill your soul that way. Because you're getting so low. And that's the aim. They want you to go so low to kill yourself. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you, they don't like that. They want you to pop yourself out. They want you to take yourself out because they want you to blame you. It ain't really your fault, really. It's your fault. Let me see what fault. It's not really your fault. Only fault that I probably would say is that I don't know. It would have to be case by case situation. I can't just say it all across the board like that. But at the end of the day, it's your fault if you've been affected. So I mean, you the one being affected by it, so it's your fault. At the end of the day, between you, you know what I'm saying? Who else getting hit right here? You is. So, you know what I'm saying? So we the system, they have commercials. They have a system in place to retrain the parents, to keep the parents in line, to keep to stay on format. It's a system already. You better not be going to no school, having your kids go to a school, and you have to go to teacher parents conference, and you seeing other kids and I mean parents and stuff like that, and you better not be too far off of everybody else because they're gonna be pointing at you. They're gonna be singled out. But they say, CPS gonna be coming to your house, taking your kids because they're gonna be like, oh, we was told that your kids didn't have shoes on, or I mean, had holes in their shoes and didn't have improper clothing, or you might we heard a rumor that you worship the devil or whatever. You can't be coming in with all black clothes, looking all gothic and shit. Like whatever you do different from everybody else, you're gonna stand out. They're gonna target you to influence you to get back in line to act like everybody else as a parent supposed to be ushering their kids into the matrix. For real. And I'm trying to tell you, what up, Adam? I see you over there. And it's a system that's already in play. They have a guilt system. They have commercials. They be in movies and they be on the news where they be especially on the news. They would embarrass a parent, a couple, a couple um, to enhance the parents to be agents. Like these couples out and say, well, we want to do our own garden, or we want to do um whatever it is, or we want to be vegan or whatever. Even vegan, people vegan. I'm not a vegan, but vegans be taking some heat, man. I'd be like, damn, why you act like you hate a vegan? Cause he don't want to eat steak or whatever. So what? Leave him alone. Why y'all? Cause he's different. They want you back, eat meat, so you can teach your kids eat meat. Whenever you step out or say anything, when you talk to other parents, neighbors, whatever it is, you better keep that shit simple. Because you start getting all out of line, you want to be talking woke. Even talking about if you are a what you call that? Uh, duh, I supposed to. What you call that when you stack up stuff when you storing it because it's about the shit about to hit the fan? If you tell people you do that, what you call that shit? Prepper. If you tell people you a prepper, man, you might get singled out for that shit. You know, some people be acting fake and funny. Agents act like that. You might be around other parents and they be all in your face smiling and maybe turn around like, she a weird prepper. Like, she don't go to the grocery store. Like, she don't, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You might have a guard. You might not go to the grocery store that much. Like, she don't go to the grocery store. She grow her own food. She weird. Like, or, you know what I'm saying? Or they might have a commercial like, they might have a lady gardening in the backyard and she hurt herself or something, trying to demonize gardening or something, or I don't know, man. But they be doing shit to make you feel bad, a parent feel bad, especially the news. The news to make you try to guilt you back into normalizing, uh, be like everybody else, usher your kid into the matrix. That's it. You know what I'm saying? All the people that work in all these markets right now have been ushered by their parents to be there. So whatever you is, you've been ushered there. Um, you're not. It's unique, a lot of unique situations to where the kid don't turn out nothing like the parent. It was different. They didn't listen to him. They're like, you were bullshit. I'm still do it my way or whatever the case may be. But for the most part, your parents usher your kids into being a zombie. I know a guy that used to, you know how many people that I know that used to have critical thinking. It took the key, turned it off, took the key, and gave it to the government. Like, here, I don't need it no more. I don't need more. Because the more you go, you graduate from high school. Once you go to in college, this is where it get like sold. It gets stamped. If you chasing that dream and you go through the proper channels to get that, by the time you get out of that, you're going to be stamped. Different person, fucking zombie. You might be making money. Let's say you making 150,000 a year. So what? You still a soulless being. You don't have no critical thinking. Because to get up to those levels, you got to give your brain card away. We got think tanks up here. We don't need you up here saying anything, motherfucker. So you gonna shut the fuck up, get this money or not? I'll shut the fuck up. Here. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you doing all types of shit. Come to this party, Frank. We having ha 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 ha. So parents are agents. They usher the kids. My mother was an agent to a certain extent, not like a lot of parents out here. My mother didn't drink or smoke, but she did some uh, agent type stuff. One of the things that parents do. Let me say something for the about the men because the women, I've been talking about them. She is the they attacked her first because she the weak link. She just like flashy things. You can manipulate a woman if you have flashy things. So they are in the amusement part distracted like a motherfucker. Distracted. They all on TikTok showing their booties. Even women that's 40 and 50 years old. It don't matter how old you is. You're gonna do what the dummies do at what time they're doing it. The grandmas was doing something else. Do what they was doing back then. It wasn't this up yet, but now it's up. And now you can see grandma still twerking at 50 years old. It don't matter what color. I seen them in all fucking races do it at 50 years old. Stop it. That's a good question. And I'm gonna tell you something about that. That's a good question. Humans, he said, is marijuana being manipulated as a mind control tool? Depends on the person and where it wears off. Depends on how headstrong the person is. Um, any type of drug or anything affects everybody differently. So let's put that out there. I smoke marijuana all the time, and let me tell you, um, I'm gonna say yes to a certain extent, if depending on the person. And I'm gonna tell you from my experience of smoking marijuana when I started until now. Um, when let me tell you, marijuana relaxes you. Marijuana trigger inner higher thoughts in you. But guess what happens when you smoke marijuana that you don't know about? Only you will learn or hear from here on Life is Rigged channel. You open up a port to where entities can put thoughts in your brain. I'm gonna have to come. I always say, see, it's all about timing. Um, all of your thoughts. I got a video coming out. All of your thoughts are not your own, and I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. This is to all my new subscribers, man. Thank you so much. But this is. I really appreciate a cash app if y'all can, man, because they on my head, bro. I ain't gonna even lie with you, man. But or sis, but all of your thoughts are not your own. So when you smoke weed, you open it up. Oops, excuse me. You open it up. You open it up even more. You don't even need weed. They do this shit. And let me tell you when they do this shit. When you high, when you're mad. Remember when you got mad to the point to you was about to fight that person? All types of thoughts coming in your shit. They come in, like, oh, then they go to the other person, instigate. After it's all over with, she didn't even really mean to say that shit to you, and you ain't really mean to say that shit to, but it happened, and y'all did all that shit off of that shit because two entities playing two sides, putting thoughts in your head because all your thoughts is not yours. When you smoke marijuana, you lower the vibration, the vibration barrier to where you could be on a higher plane, but from a lower state. It's hard to explain. So it's hard to do it. So if you smoke marijuana and you come down, so when I smoke it, I be up there, but it's on this level, but I'm up there with higher thoughts. It's the way you have to know how to do it. I don't know how to teach that. But if you smoke marijuana, if you don't know how to fight your thoughts, that's when it gets you. That's when it gets you. Because people don't know that all their thoughts is not their own. So they getting caught up with their thoughts, thinking that they thinking about it, and they you know what I'm saying? But it's not. And this is not no crazy shit, bro. All your thoughts is not your own. When you think, you just grabbing the most attractive thing. And some of them things that be from your subconscious, and some people and some entities have a little mixture in them because we are connected through the flight or flight with the reptilian part of our brain. So they connected. You don't know that you might be a reptilian. So entities put I caught it in real time. Got into a situation to where a guy right quick off the subject right quick got real mad. I'm gonna tell you like this. I got real mad. It was warranted for me to whip this guy ass, but I had something else. And right when I was standing there at point, well, standing there, and something was like, kill this motherfucker. Fuck that shit. not clear. It was like I was thinking it in my, you know how you don't hear voices when you're in your head. You're visioning, you're hearing voices in your head. You can't hear a voice in your head, but you vision. The visual be so clear, it sound like you hearing it, but it's not. So I had it in real time. I had to be like, oh, since that shit, because I already knew how the mind works, how it be trying to trick you. You got to be on top of your own mind. You didn't know that, did you? You have a responsibility to stay up on your shadow. You. It's like two people in one, two subconscious and conscious. You ain't watched that video. I don't know what to say. But and I said, no, no, I'm not. Since that shit was clear in my head, I'm gonna do the opposite. When after I did the opposite and got out that situation, I went and said and thought, I said, man, we was cool. Like 2 months later, we was cool. And I'm like, you see, that was the wrong thing to do. If I would have did that, I would have been messed up. So, marijuana, if you're a weak person, marijuana have you all over the place. You be paranoid, or you're gonna be depressed, overthinking your troubles and downfalls and opportunities. It enhances whatever you feeling or thinking, and you have the creative power. And you feeling is more like you just feel like it just feels better. Like, but um, parents are under mind control and pressured. Um, One of the few people that's not, are the people who homeschool their kids. How many of those are there? Not many. And that might sound far fetched to you, even thinking that you can do that. Like, me homeschool my kid? Well, that's what it takes for you not to be an agent. And other than that, don't take it the hard way, because I mean, shit, this is a lot of stuff that we have to unravel here. So it's going to be mistakes made, and but you got to understand that we have to fix these things. Long, because I went to school, I went and graduated high school. It didn't affect me, so of course your kid, as long as he's smart, he can go through the channels and know that you just doing this just to get by. This is not, don't, you know what I'm saying? But you got to multitask. You got to be, I was reading woke books when I was going to school. The Art of War. I was in 11th grade reading the Art of War. Like, so I was woke and going through that shit. I knew school was some bullshit. I ain't listen to my mom like, oh, this shit is some bullshit. People be in the back of the school, back of the class, they feed on fear all day long. They love that fear sandwiches. Here, fear. Serious? Yeah. Because you know why? That's when they eat. They eat energy. We are food energy. So therefore, when Morpheus like, you are this, Neil, a battery. Oh, I was laughing my ass off. They telling you are a fucking energy cell, and you still don't get it. Man, you are energy. We going through these creating scenarios and just creating energy just so they can eat. You ain't have to fight Ray down the street because whatever reason, or you ain't have to stress out over paying a bill or worried about you gonna be homeless or I mean it's I mean, come on, man. They burn money every this is the Truman Show. They burn money every fucking year. Piles of money. Oh shit. It's a numbers game, baby. This shit is just to generate fucking emotions. All low end emotions. That's fear, pain, same. I mean, not same thing. Fear, pain too. Oh yeah, pain, fear, pain, anger, depression. They love depression. They be sitting there when you depressed. They make shit happen so you can be more depressed. Oh, some more bad news. Oh, whoa. Oh yeah. So you jump right off the bridge. They be laughing at you. No one to save you. You be jumping off the bridge. You be fighting yourself in your head. Jump off the motherfucking bridge. First of all, you gotta you gotta grow some balls. First of all, don't be punking out on nothing. First of all, don't punk out on shit. Whatever it is, don't give a fuck. Don't punk out. Okay? Whatever. Because however you die, it does matter. You can't be dying in depression. You all depressed, and you die. No. Then when you come back into that fourth dimensional being temporarily, because you're going through passage, uh, you're gonna be feeling weird inside. You ain't gonna know who you is. You're gonna be confused, and they gonna push your ass right back down in this motherfucker. What you think gonna happen if I just boop boop? I'll be up in that motherfucker like, yo, nigga, I ain't going no motherfucking way. Let me tell you something. I remember raising hell. This some crazy shit in the astral realm, aka behind the moon, baby. That's a whole nother subject. Behind the moonlight, don't go towards the light. That be the moonlight. Look at the color of the light, then look at the moon. I'll say the same color, like a fluorescent white color. Man, I'm trying to tell you, I do this in my sleep, man. That's all I need is everybody looking at me at one time. All right, I'm getting silly now, but you gotta be able to laugh. Bro. You gotta be able to laugh. See, I laugh at this shit. This shit is so natural to me. It just comes out natural. It's not funny. Don't think I think this shit funny. It's not. Um, Parents being agents is not a fun thing. I be in traffic or I be somewhere and I can just I'll be observing parents and I just be shaking my head like so if you're not a agent, most likely CPS will be coming to your door because if you're not an agent, because you are a product of the government. The government, United States of America, is a corporation, and you are their product, or bringing in their new product, and you better raise them up and raise their product because your government own your kids. You better be raising them that your product, your product, is yours, and but it's the government, but it's yours for a little small percentage. And you better be raising them up right. Because if not, we be bringing CPS to your door. We'll pull some shit out the hat on your ass. We'll take your kids and we'll raise them ourselves. Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll be a coon because I love my kids. You about to be tested. The final test. No hiding. You've been tested and got away and you flunked the test. You got away from it because nobody was woke around you to even call you out on it. But this right here coming up, you will be called out on it. And you already know what I'm talking about. Usher them right up in there and get that jab. If not, CPS coming to your door. You got a decision you're going to have to make. You're going to be an agent or not. And let me tell you something, parents. I'm going to try to be nice. I'm not trying to be, I take this. If you're new, you got to stick around for a while so you can learn my personality. I have, um, how am I gonna say this? You have a big responsibility on your hands, and you will not be able to hide. It will torment you forever until eternity, not eternity to this lifetime, if you make the wrong decision about your kids. And the everybody have mixed opinions about it. You already know my opinion about it. I respect everybody's opinion about it. I don't gotta agree with it. You don't have to agree with mine. It's called free will. It's logical. I bring up logical debunks on it on the topic, and I'm sticking with it. But if you do that, you will not be able to say. And if you do that, and if you was wrong, and something happened, you will not be able to say, "I didn't know," and you will not be able to tell anybody. You will be able to tell them, but then they're not going to hear it. They act like they hearing it to people who know. You're not going to be able to say, "I didn't know." That's the number one lame excuse humans use because humans don't want to take accountability. They don't want to do full research on anything. They're lazy. It's too much work. So they like to choose by looking at the book covers on things. Things might be too stressful. You might just picture cover pick things because of the picture cover look pretty. And a lot of times that bites you on the ass. And you want to go and cop out and say I didn't know. Uh-uh. It only works to people who believe you. That don't work with people who don't believe you. You can't say you don't know when there's information everywhere on both sides. Make a decision. Live with decision. If you make the bad decision and things turn out bad, the only way you can fix it if you become an advocate, which people do. You see mothers come out and be like, you know what? Advocating. Because if you don't, it's going to eat you up. It's going to eat you up. You got to be an advocate and lead the charge of telling your story and to prevent. Other than that, it's another on the flip side of it. This is a hard one. This is a very, very hard one. Very, very hard one. The flip side of it, what if you don't? It's a hard life. You know what I mean? It's like if they say you need this to go into everywhere and go and travel and do all this stuff, that's going to be just a tough decision by having kids. So you have some nice. I know the answers. I'm not a parent. I can't make. I'm not going to say the right answer. You probably can guess what my answer will be, and yeah, but I don't have the right to say it's your decision. But I'm just saying both sides of it to be real, and that is what I'm going to leave it at as far as your parents might be agents. This is Life is Rigged. Please hit the Cash App up, and I'm out.